Day 0 of cycling the Annapurna circuit. Mountainous trek that takes you to heights exceeding Mount Everest base camp. But today has been spent getting ready, buying new equipment, buying our winter gear. As you can see, we're taking this very seriously. I thought I'd do a little video of what we're taking up there. 3 base layer t-shirts, base layer gloves with some snow gloves, couple of neck warmers and some thermal leggings. Oh, this is gonna get controversial. I'm taking the Birkenstocks up there. Couple of big pair of woolen socks and some waterproof shoe covers. A lot of our outlayers here, so a jacket, a fleece, a poncho, a waterproof jacket, long sleeves t-shirt and some cycling shorts. Here we have an Insta360, which is completely broken, Sony ZV-1, which is my vlog camera, some snow trousers, passport, all of that good stuff. I'm also taking my sleeping bag, first aid kit, emergency blankets, all of that good stuff. I've got Diamox, don't worry guys, I'm ready for this. Trust me, we've got this. The only thing that I'm worried about is I'm asthmatic and there's altitude. Apparently that's not a good mix, but I will get to the top of that pass. Day 1 of cycling the Annapurna circuit. This really couldn't be a worse start. A bad mood didn't last for long as there was a really cute puppy and some amazing food. So we're not even 5 minutes into the Annapurna circuit. We're already on these climbs. First bridge on the tour. We enjoyed the paved roads while we can, making quick progress. Every so often we'd roll down a hill to see some beautiful Himalayan peaks. So the roads have started to disappear, but you can't really complain with views like this. Look at that. Roads really did only get worse from here, getting steeper and steeper, and also the cobble was really tough to ride on. But still, the beautiful views persisted with rocky mountains and just beautiful rivers running below us. And occasionally, very occasionally, we'd get to freewheel our bike down a lovely hill. Oh, you're so ferocious. We then passed through a vibrantly coloured village, dodging many a horse and cattle along the way. We have a roadblock going on right now. Look at this. And after that roadblock cleared, we had the sandiest and steepest section of the day so far. Be savage. We're now rolling our bikes up the hill in the dark, trying to finish at Shamji. It's only 2 miles away. We decided to call it 1 mile early because we came across this beautiful little hotel here. Apparently warm showers, and also there is a bikepacker here. Look at this cargo bike that is getting up here, man. And the bikepackers united over dinner. Day 2 of cycling the Annapurna circuit. Our day started off with a small hike down to the river because there was hot springs there. We enjoyed a dip, but then headed back up for breakfast, where we left our hotel, now joined by Oscar. Today, guys, my poor little legs. I thought yesterday was savage, today was brutal. Today mainly consisted of us all pushing our bikes uphill because Oscar has a big old cargo bike and Elliot and I have really thin tyres. And all of these roads were super sandy, super steep. But just like yesterday, beautiful views helped us through the incredibly hard times. I'll be honest with you guys, today left me seriously questioning my life choices. A lot of self-doubt has started creeping in for me today. I often found myself pushing my bike up the hill thinking, am I strong enough to do this? Got pretty low morale right now, just unable to ride the bike completely. Total roadworks over here. Just impossible to ride the bikes. Passed these for the first time, so I had to let my inner child out a little bit. The sun had started to set, but on the peaks above us, you can still see the sun reflecting off the snow, and the camera really doesn't do it justice. We then booked into a guest house, had dinner, and now I'm currently under 2 quilts trying to keep warm from the freezing cold weather. Day 3 of cycling the Annapurna circuit. Incredibly cold, -2 start to the morning. We had some Tibetan bread and omelette and then we hit the road. I'm much happier today because there was a lot more rideable sections. Again today, the beautiful views followed us. 2,670 meters up, we had a police checkpoint where they asked for your passport and your Annapurna conservation permit. And although the roads today were much more enjoyable, that didn't mean that there wasn't a lot of hard physical work going up these steep paths. But that is what we signed up for, hey? So I'm like legit riding at a right angle right now. Look how steep that is. Oh. After manoeuvring that really hard downhill with a lot of loose gravel and sand, we warmed up with some egg fried rice before heading on and tackling some more crazy roads. Now officially at the 3,000 bar.
I think this section here was the first time the altitude actually hit me. Nothing extreme, but I just felt very heavy breathing and all of my muscles felt a lot more achier than they should have going up slightly steep hills. We then rode past this cool Bob Marley hotel, which we tried to stay in, but it was closed. So we pushed on a little bit more to Lower Pazang, which was our goal today, and found ourselves a guest house for the price of eating dinner and breakfast.
So the next few days, guys, we're going to be heading into areas which don't have much signal at all, including Wi-Fi. So I might not be posting. Don't worry if I'm not posting. I'm probably alive. Day 4 of cycling the Annapurna circuit.
We woke up today with minus 13-degree weather and warmed up with a bit of breakfast before heading out onto the road again. And today, guys, today will live with me forever. We started off with a bit of climbing, pushing up our bikes up the hill as usual, but then we came to this beautiful viewpoint. We then descended into this valley where, believe it or not, the views just got even better. This really was one of those days where you just got to thank your maker and count your blessings because, man, it was stunning. There's nothing really else for me to say about it. Although this part wasn't too fun. Hey! Hey! Yeah, the mountain doggos are not to be played with. After the fear of getting rabies past, we headed on towards Manang. Today was only really a half day. I think we ended up doing 16 kilometers in the end.
We've made it to Manang, 3,500 meters up.
After some food and getting checked into a guest house, we decided to go on a short hike to a nearby lake and glacier. No words for this view, really.
Is this place even real? Is it even real? I'm just standing on a nice lake, looking up at a glacier, mountains all around me. Look at how beautiful this place is. Day 5, cycling the Annapurna circuit. An acclimatization day today, which means we're leaving Manang, hiking up to a higher altitude at a nice lake, and then coming back down and sleeping at the same height. As you can hear, started to feel that change in oxygen.
We managed to navigate our way through this small little village here in the mountains and then found the gravel path that we needed to head up on. Not much signal out here, so we found ourselves trying to follow these little signs that were dotted about the mountain. This climb was incredibly steep, but as always around here it gave incredible views.
I'm not sure whether I'll be able to lug an extra 50 kg.
We are currently only around 30 kilometers away from the peak of Frong Pass. And once we get out of Manang, guys, the road disappears and it turns into a hiker's trail, which we're going to need to carry our bikes up.
Mission failed. We got up to 4,200 meters. It's getting a bit too late in the day, so we're going to have to head back down before it gets too dark. The wind has got really, really strong up here. Really cold. We definitely made the right call because, as you can see, it's starting to get dark and we're pretty much nowhere near Manang. We're about a 30-minute walk from Manang right now, so yeah, right call made. We're in a really, really bad situation right now. Day 6 of cycling the Annapurna circuit. All hell's broke loose this morning because of snow. As you can see, those clouds over there, they're pretty dark. So we've had to go and get our crampons. We've had to go buy crampons. And also, the road has just completely disappeared.
Meaning that today, for the first time, we had to do a lot of this. Because we were essentially on a hiking trail, there was a lot of stairs and a lot of steep sections where we had to push or carry our bikes up. But as always, the Annapurna circuit delivered with the beautiful views. And occasionally, on a nice downhill, we got to ride our bikes. In the morning, we made incredibly quick progress and we only had 8 kilometers to do today. We initially planned to go to Yakurka, which was around 500 meters up from Manang.
You know how scared of heights I am, guys. Look at this bridge.
After screaming my way across the bridge, which I do plan to put in a YouTube video soon, we made it to Yakurka.
See you later, Oscar. Bye-bye. Oscar's feeling a bit of altitude sickness, so he's going to stay here, whilst me and Elliot are going to push on.
Now, Elliot and I may have got a bit too excited here. Initially, it was all going so smoothly as we navigated our way on these dodgy paths.
Really bad situation right now. It's snowing, it's cold outside, and it's about an hour and a half until dark. And we're about 3 or 4 kilometers away from where we need to be.
Obviously, I didn't record too much after this because I was legit fearing for my life. It's a bit of a long story, so not enough time to explain on here, but we did eventually make it to the village that we were aiming for safely.
It's minus 21 this morning, and today we've got the most dangerous day of the Annapurna circuit so far. With 30% gradients, we're pretty much going to have to carry our bikes up loose gravel and light snow.
Waterproof boots and crampons on, and off we went.
This is the most physically and mentally challenging thing I've ever done.
We only needed to cover 1.3 kilometers today, but this included no riding of our bikes and mainly carrying our bikes up the hill. After struggling for 200 meters, a miracle happened.
Christmas miracle for me today. I was struggling down at 200 meters and some Nepali guy lost his dog and was heading up the mountain. And he just, for free, just took my bike and just started munching up the hill.
As you could see, even when I was just walking, I was really struggling today.
But we still have this to go.
I decided to take a different approach this time, making 10 steps forwards and then taking a break. I think being up at 4,800 meters has finally got to my asthmatic lungs. To give you an idea of how steep it was, this was my view looking back down. Here's me dying before continuing and carrying my bike up the hill. And at last, finally, I could see salvation in the distance. And after one last weekend push, I finally made it to Farong High Camp, 4,800 meters up. Elliot would love to claim this was a piece of piss, but this was him by 2 p.m.
Merry Christmas, guys. Tomorrow we're reaching the pass, which is 5,416 meters up.
This is by far the hardest thing I've ever done. 200 meters into the climb, I started feeling dizzy. I started gagging, but luckily with help from my brother, I pushed on.
Day 8 of cycling the Annapurna circuit.
And through gritted teeth, push on I did. I carried, pushed, leaned, anything I could to get the bike to the top of that pass. These paths were incredibly steep, and oh, did I mention, it was minus 21 outside.
I can't feel my fingers. I can't feel my fingers.
The gravel paths just kept getting more and more savage.
This is by far the hardest thing I've ever done.
Through tears, and trust me, there was a lot of them today, guys, I pushed on with snowy peaks behind me. Again, doing whatever I could to get this bike up to the top of that pass. And finally, it happened.
We did it! Woo!
5,416 meters up. To give you an idea of how high that is, that's actually higher than Everest Base Camp. No guides, no porters, and wearing Birkenstocks, which I must admit I did regret a little on the downhill.
Still going, absolutely shattered, dehydrated.
Eventually I found Elliot waiting for me as he always does. After food, we headed towards civilization after 12 grueling hours on the road.